Hello everyone, Switched Up here. I decided to do another theory video about Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon. This was actually asked by MLP Red Shadow Brody, and he asked, can you do a theory video about what happened if the Pony Shadows turn Celestia and Luna into Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon? Well, that was actually quite an interesting idea. And honestly, I don't know much about the powers of the Pony Shadow possess. So if a Pony Shadows will be able to turn Celestia and Luna into Nightmare Moon and Daybreaker, I would probably say it is, well, there's an interesting idea that I can say for sure, but as much of that, I usually don't know if that could happen. But let's say from this view of the theory, if there's a possibility. In the conclusion that Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon being turned to their evil selves by the Pony Shadow, well, it is possible, like I could see from that one point of view. At least from we seen that the Pony Shadows itself is a very powerful creature, with even in magic, even in battle against Twilight and the Pony Shadow in season 7's finale. We can see that they're almost equally powerful. The Pony Shadows then shows and proves it possesses a powerful magic. But exactly what happens to that? And so if a Pony Shadows is strong as an alicorn, almost at the same level of power, so why not would they not be able to do any type of magic or spells? Let's say if the Pony Shadows as a regular unicorn that's possesses at the same times they can perform spells as a regular unicorn. So why not? They could not be that. Even if that were not any type, even if there were any spell that can turn someone into its evil counterpart. So, but in Luna's case for Nightmare Moon, we know that there was actually her greed, her anger, her hatred for her sister who made her into Nightmare Moon. But for Daybreaker, I believe that could actually be the same thing: anger, hatred, and mostly greed about for her sister. It could have been almost the opposite in the same time. But what could cause this to turn them both into the Pony Shadow? What would it be able for Pony Shadows to transform Celestia and Luna to Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon? Well, there is only one possibility. I strongly believe it could happen. And here is what I believe. What if the Pony Shadows uses power, capture both Celestia and Luna, and then embrace this dark aura around them, but separated their minds. One, that Celestia can see her sister and Luna the same thing, but that Luna, she can see images of her sister and they talking, and where Celestia is mocking her behind her back, talking to some other ponies or Twilight and her friends, telling that her sister is too weak, she will never be able to do, and that she would rather never be around. That Celestia would decide, like, for example, let's say if Celestia in those images saying, I can control the moon and sun without Luna's help. I can even control the dream world as well. I don't need anymore. I can send her back to the TARDIS or even make her to a regular Earth pony and then I never need her anymore. That could have the same an badly negative reaction to Luna. So if the Pony Shadows uses in this magic to manipulate both the sisters in believing that each other hates each other and pretending to love each other. So using this false beliefs of each other will slowly turn them back to this evil self. Like if the Luna at first doesn't want to believe in this, but the Pony Shadows try to show more deep, more even stronger possible that could happen. So if I had to say that, could Pony Shadows turn Celestia and Luna into the evil personality? I strongly believe that it could happen. But for one point here, seeing that some of my fans say, well, that might not be a little bit strange. Why would Pony Shadows go so far trying to turn Celestia and Luna into the evil personality? Since we only seen Daybreaker once in a royal problem. So, if the fans and viewers may say, this theory might be a little strange, but why would the Pony Shadows go to take all the old efforts to try to manipulate the both sisters and try to make them go to the evil personality? Well, at first we all know that Celestia's mind would probably resist this manipulation from the Pony Shadows at first. But after trying to convince her all that act of Luna have to be returned back to her normal self again, and that over the past few years she has been trying and acting friendly, but behind her back she had been trying to take over Equestria once again. I know that means it's hard to believe, but you had to at least think that even if that was going to happen, like not if it's that Celestia and Luna would do it, all this, no. Goodness sake, no. I mean, for example, could the Pony Shadow turn Celestia and Luna into the evil personality? Well, even if that the Pony Shadows uses power to make them fall into some dark place, like a dark in a dark room, or they only seeing images of their each sister separately. One that Luna only seeing images of her older sister, while Celestia seeing only Luna. Seeing all those images from their childhood, what they're playing, until they came up through the most recent years, when they suddenly been talking behind each other's back in front either of old friends or perhaps even with the main six, telling them that Luna, equally for Celestia, doesn't even have the right strong mind is not capable of anymore to rule Equestria. That she should step down and let all the purpose to do this to only Luna or Celestia. That could and also means work. But if both sisters knew this was try to make them manipulated to believe what the Pony Shadows force them to believe is true and which is false. Like if the Pony Shadows managed to get this, if the Pony Shadows could manipulate the both sisters to believe is lies about each sister, saying Luna in behind Celestia's back, saying she doesn't even believe that Celestia can't rule Equestria anymore. She's getting too old. She's getting too senile, and that she has making poor decisions over the past few years, even before Luna came back. That Luna is more capable of to ruling Equestria by herself, and that she decided perhaps that it is best wise to put Celestia and transform her back to an Earth pony, and that she had to remain that for the rest of her life. And that's the same thing for about Celestia, that Luna is talking behind her back, and etc. So even if that at first this manipulation was perhaps won't believed by either of the sisters, which is I believe that at first they don't want to believe in this. But if upon the shadows notice, no matter how hard he tries even better, even harder to make these manipulations to be more realistic. So if these visions became so realistic, so possible, yes, I believe that could be possible that the manipulation of Celestia and Luna could be turned into their evil side, the evil personality. What if at the same time that the Pond Shadows enters the both sisters' mind directly and try to brainwash them at the same time, and suddenly making them and in that using its power inside their own minds, forcing them to believe all these visions are true, and turn them into the evil personality, and it's done. And that could happen if the Pawn of Shadow enter both the sisters' mind and even force them watching visions, images of each sister lying behind the back, saying that they are no longer capable of the ruling Equestria, and that they should step down and turn back to an Earth pony and never be able and even allowed to ruling ever again. But this is one problem. If that has happened, it would likely that the main six will use the elements and against both the sisters and turn them back to their good self again. But even if that is Pond Shadow could turn Celestia and Luna into Daybreaker and Nightmare Moon by using its manipulation visions, images, and even enter their minds to brainwash them, and then I would say yes, actually. Because even if this could happen, I believe so. Even if that Pond Shadow had this opportunity, perhaps, and the chance to do it, maybe. I don't know exactly, but the Pond Shadows would have to plan this in every single detail of this plan to make sure it captured both sisters at the same time. So not got any wrong in these plans. So in this theory, if the Pond Shadows could turn Celestia and Luna into their evil personality, I would have to say yes, it can happen. So I know that many of my fans viewers might think this might be a little bit strange as is a theory, but you have to give it a thought. It can happen. So that is what I believe. So MLP Red Shadow Brownie, I hope you at least accept this possible answer as for your theory. And I believe this theory could be plausible, but we so far haven't seen if that could happen now that Pond Shadow is gone. But if the Pond Shadow had this in his mind, then I would say strongly believe that it could happen, yes. So, yeah. So if anyone else have their thoughts about this particular theory and about my answer, so let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is SwitchW over and out.